Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
I want to start with some new comments made by Brendan Wayne. Brendan Wayne, as you know, is one of the body doubles for The Mandalorian. We know Pedro's the voice, and Brandon, he's like the casual swagger.
Yes, and then there's also Lateef Crowder as well.
Yes, and he does more of the action sequencing.
Yes, Mando is 3-in-1.
He kind of described what he believes the fans could expect from the film, Mandalorian Grogu, that's coming out in May 2026. He said, I think we go to the storytelling originally that we loved with The Mandalorian. We're with the kid in Mando quite a bit, and their journey is forefront. So he's making
So he's saying it's not Bo-Katan's show anymore.
No, he's saying they're kind of just going back to the original formula that made the show good. Mando and Grogu are going on an adventure together. It's the kid and his pal.
I mean, what happened in Season 2 is it became kind of cameo fest. Like Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Luke, Bo-Katan. Mm-hmm. Everybody showed up in Season 2. It's very strange when you step back and look at it that he encountered all these legacy characters in this short span of time.
Well, and then Season 3 went off the rails, and it kind of was going all over the place, and people didn't know whose show it was. The tone of the episodes were varied quite a bit. You had the you had the Jack Black on, literally, you could say it's a Disney. No, it was like a Disney planet.
Yeah,
that whole planet. It was like a Disney World as a planet. Honestly, that's what it looked like.
Where the robots kind of go bad.
And then you have another episode where they're going into the deep politics of this guy who's like, well, I just want to clone things. And
oh, you're talking about the third episode.
Yeah.
I like the third episode.
You couldn't even tell that those were the same show.
No.
But it ended by marking them back as a clan of two starting a new journey together or whatnot. And that's what they're doing. Their whole plan is, let's just go back to the adventures that worked. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? What do you think?
You could make a case both ways, because I do think people fell in love with the idea of these two going on adventures together.
Mm-hmm.
That was what worked. It was. I think Grogu shocked a lot of people, and he was cute, and there's that aspect of it too, that there are a lot of fans or people who just like Grogu, and that's why Disney brought him back for the third season. Wink, wink. But I think the problem with that is, if you're putting it on the big screen, you have to give us more than what you've given us on the small screen, beyond just better special effects and that. If it's just 2 episodes or 3 episodes of the show meshed into one and put on the big screen, what's the point, in a way?
I understand what you're saying, because the Adventures of the Clan of Two feels more like the Adventure of the Week kind of show, where by the end of the show, your characters are more or less back to where they started.
Yeah, every week is kind of like a reset, even though sometimes there would be things that carry over. But yeah, every week is a new episode, a new adventure, and there's not a ton of overarching plot.
I mean, there's even rumors right now suggesting that Disney is going to greenlight Mandalorian as a trilogy as long as the film does well.
But you would need, an overarching story.
Exactly. Adventure of the Week doesn't work on the big screen.
I mean, it can. I wouldn't say it can't, but that's not what people expect. If you're going to go a trilogy nowadays, people are expecting interconnectivity.
Yes.
They're expecting building to bigger things,
and
not just 3 adventures.
Adventure of the Week, I think, also hinders character growth.
Well, yeah, because again, you kind of reset all the time.
Right, because you want to be able to pretty much watch any episode and have a great contained story, which, as you said, it does limit the potential for an overarching story.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there was an overarching story in Season 1 and that went into Season 2 as well, trying to find a place for Grogu, trying to find a Jedi. I'm not saying there's no interconnected story there, but you could sit down and watch pretty much any episode in the middle of Season 1, and it's just kind of an adventure of the week type thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to something interesting that Hayden Christensen has said. He was at the Fan Expo in Boston, which we've been getting a lot of interviews and stuff from. Everyone Star Wars was there, it seems.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It was fun because he kind of got to do some talking about, let's call it a wish list of things that he would like to still do in Star Wars, what he would like to still see in Star Wars involving his character. He said, I'd love to get to do some more Clone Wars era Anakin. I think there are some fun stories there to tell, and if it meant I got to swing a lightsaber with Ewan McGregor again, that would be amazing.
Well, according to some sources, he's going to be in Ahsoka Season 2 when he's not.
No.
Speaking of
Ahsoka
Season 2...
if they did that, they'd probably go animated, and then they wouldn't be voicing their characters.
Well, sure, but speaking of Ahsoka Season 2, if you're ever going to get flashbacks to the Clone Wars, that could be the time to do it.
It seems very plausible. Why not?
They did some in season 1, so there's
And
certainly a chance to do more in
I
season
can't
2.
remember her actress name off the top of my head, but the actress who played young Ahsoka, I thought she did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think she's almost better than Rosario.
Well, she definitely fit the right tone and energy, and she did a lot of the movements pretty well for, a human trying to imitate animation.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare those two.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't translate at all.
But that's not the only part of Anakin's life that Hayden wouldn't mind revisiting. He said, I'd love to get to do some more stuff in the Darth Vader timeline. I think there's some good meaty stuff there to still explore. If the powers that be decided a Vader spinoff is something they want to see, I'd be there in a heartbeat, 100%. I would love it. It would be amazing to keep exploring this character in both eras. He's just really open to he even said he would be open to exploring more time with Anakin as a Force ghost. It's just fun for him.
He should have been in the sequels. That kind of irks me because we didn't get him in the sequels. We know, I think now we can pretty safely say Hayden would have been fine coming back to play Anakin Force Ghost in the sequels, and we didn't get it. But I mean, that's kind of awesome. I'm glad he's kind of fully embraced it at this point, where he's like, yeah, I'd come back and do whatever. I want to come back and do more.
Right, and he knows that the fans, that we stand behind him. He's done a great job at this point being Anakin yet.
We did talk about the idea of a Darth Vader show at one point too, where we're kind of like, why not? I mean,
why not?
I get why some people would be. Yeah, I get why some people would be hesitant because Disney can't seem to get big characters right. But assuming they did, a big assumption, yes. But assuming they did, I guess, why not?
Be interesting because the closer they choose to his conception as Darth Vader, to his change, the more anguish and pull back and forth we could have him experience. It could be a very emotional time for him dealing with Padme's death, the ramifications of Order 66, what he's changed in his career path, you could say.
Yeah, they kind of touch on that in the comics somewhat.
But we don't care about comics.
I was just going to say, but I think seeing it on the big or little screen, wherever it would end up, would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You could kind of take
Darth
some of those.
Vader show.
Yeah, you could take some of the elements that the comics tried to explore and maybe bring them in and make it a quasi-canon. I don't know. Having
him forge his new lightsaber, fighting some of the Jedi.
We see some of that, yeah.
Training Inquisitors.
Yeah, we see some of that too.
Yeah, but we could really see it.
I know that. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Then everyone could see it, and not just the people who wanted to read the
20 people who read the comics. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I mean, I like the idea of everything being canon, but I mean, the comic books, they're just kind of ignored anyway. Let's just call it as it is and say that they're not canon. And if we're going to get a Darth Vader show, just do a Darth Vader show. Don't worry about beholding it to the comics nobody read.
Bingo.
Sad but true. All right, I think that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.